Hi guys, and welcome back to the Library of Allenxandria. And today, guys, I'm coming at you with my January TBR. It's been a long while since I had some TBR videos up in this beast, but that's because I averaged for the first half of the year one book per month, which is ludicrous. And hopefully, I'm going to do better this year, or else these TBRs will once again become obsolete. But no, guys, it's the resurgence, the return of the Allenxandrian Empire. It's coming back, guys. So yeah, without wasting any more time,
Let's get down to business.
let's talk about the books that I'm going to be reading in January. Now, the first one, the one I'm absolutely going to read is Boosh, The Mechanicals by Ian Tregillis. And the reason I have to read this is because, unlike 2024, 2025 marks the return of the channel read-alongs, the quarterly-ish read-alongs that we had great success with in 2023. In fact, I think that's the reason that I have so many in my spreadsheet. I track the books that I've read per year, and 2023 I read way more than 2024, and I think that's largely because I was forced to, keep up with these read-alongs of mine own scheduling. And so, the Alchemy Wars, right? Alchemy Wars is a trilogy that we're going to be reading. I almost said Monday through Friday. No, January through March. If you are interested in any of those other read-alongs and what the schedule is going to be like, you can check out the video here where I posted all the read-alongs we're going to be doing. So yeah, this is about. I think it's like an alternate history fantasy thing, where I think it's some kind of war between the Catholics and the Protestants, and one of them employs what are called clacks, which I think are androids. And one of them gains, not sentience, but free will and wants to rebel or something. I don't know. Don't know. But it sounds cool, and I've literally never heard anybody talking about this on BookTube. And so this was on one of my first TBR videos long ago, because again, it was a book that I, saw, it looked cool. I hadn't really heard anything of it. And so I decided it was going to be on my TBR, and then I never got to it. So now, this is the year of getting to it. So yeah, please join us. I think Sam Wise from Samwise will be joining us on screen for that particular one. And so yeah, so the way this usually works is we usually have we have the whole month to read it. It's not a buddy read, so you can read it at your own pace, at your leisure. And then the first week in February, we will have a live show where we talk about that book, and we'll do that for all three. So yeah, come join us if you want, and let me know if you read it. If, we're one of the few who's read that, let me know. The other book that I definitely have to read is Boosh, The Proof House by K.J. Parker. This is book 3 of the Fencer trilogy. So our Fencer read-along got behind, and that's because Anitha takes forever to read Belly of the Bow. And because she's dragging her hind parts, we, haven't been able to have the discussion about book 2 yet, and neither me nor Evie nor Pete really want to continue the series without having discussed book 2, so that doesn't color our discussion or whatever. So, I'll have to finish this. I'll have to read this in January instead. I don't like that because it's 600 pages, which is ludicrous. It's too long. That's way too long for what this book is going to be. Guarantee it's going to be too long. Belly the Bow, nothing happen. But, found it interesting. This 600 pages is too long, Parker. There's no reason this book needs to be this long. There's just no reason. There's no reason. Y'all check back here. Check back here to see if I return and say, you know what? I think that needed to be that long. I'm mark my words now. It does not need to be that long. But yeah, so behind on this one, so got to get through this one, absolutely. Another one that I must get through, this is going to be Boosh, The Curse of Shalon by Lois McMaster Bujold. This was my patron pick, and I don't have my new Patreon video out that's talking about updates or whatever, but this year, guys, you're actually going to get something. We always appreciate your support, but I actually want to do things, and I'm committed to actually providing some benefits for from some patrons beyond just access to the patron-only Discord. And one of them is I am committed, bound and determined to do bi-monthly patron picks where people put stuff on a wheel and I spin it. And this one back in October, and so I am behind, but again, it's not 2025 where I'm super committed to getting it done. But I want to get that done, and I've heard that this is very good from Jimmy, from Jake. Both think that I will like this greatly. And so yeah, so I'll be reading this in January as well, so that I can catch up for February, where I will do another patron pick. Character drama. That's what I'm told. I've read the book on this channel. I've read the back on this channel multiple times. So I'm hoping this one. I'm hoping I will really enjoy this one because I also know many people who are huge fans of Lois McMaster Bejeweled. Question for those who read this: do you need to read the other books, or is it pretty satisfying just reading this one? The other books set in this world or whatever. Because I would really like to start Vorkosigan by her because those are short sci-fi, and that'd be favorite. So yeah, definitely gonna get this one as well. And now the other one that I theoretically have to do, but if anything takes the cut, twill be this one. It is Boosh, Glorious Exploits by, don't even know, Ferdia Lennon. And this is a book that I picked up because Evie sent it to me and arranged a buddy read between me and John from Talking Story. And Joanna jumped on that. And so now the three of us are reading this. And this is interrupting my reading. So it is short-ish. So it's less than 300 pages, I think, which is favorite. Yeah, less than 300 pages, which is awesome. And I am leery about this one because theoretically, I should like this. It is relevant to my interests in that it is about, here's what it's about. So, on the island of Sicily, amid the Peloponnesian War, the Syracusans have figured out what to do with the surviving Athenians who had the gall to invade their city. They've herded the sorry prisoners of war into a rocky quarry and left them to rot. Looking for a way to pass the time, Lampo and Gelon, two unemployed potters with a soft spot for poetry and drink, head down to the quarry to feed the Athenians if, and only if, they can manage a few choice lines from their great playwright, Euripides. Before long, the two mates hatch a plan to direct a full-blown production of Medea. After all, you can hate the people but love their art. But as opening night approaches, what started as a lark quickly sets in motion a series of extraordinary events, and our wayward heroes begin to realize that staging a play can be as dangerous as fighting a war, with all sorts of risks to life, limb, and friendship. So I don't even know what that is. I could either really like this or not. The Athenians staged it just doesn't even make sense why they did it. A ludicrously, poorly advised invasion of Sicily, and through a series of just crap that you would not believe it if it was in a book. They lost miserably, and they lost some 40,000 men and 200 plus ships, and almost every one of them died. And the Athenians that were captured, that weren't massacred, were thrown in the quarries near Syracuse, where they worked till they died. And apparently these two guys are gonna. It just sounds very meta. Books like this reminds me, like, it has a vibe of like Fulgentius, which I read 2 years ago, that I liked, but was just like, why? What is this book? And so that's what I feel like this is gonna be. Like, what is this book? For some reason, Greek and Roman stuff, like, I just bounce off of it, fiction-wise. I don't really know why, except for the Cicero trilogy, which is amazing, and everyone should read that. So this either is going to be really, really good, or I'm going to hate it. I don't foresee me being like, I mean, maybe I will. I don't know. This is the wildest card of the bunch. But I'll be discussing it with John and Joanna, unless I betray them for time, which would be hilarious. So, we'll see. I've heard a lot of good things about it, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. Like, pretentious people like boring crap all the time. So, who knows? So I'm hoping to get to Glorious Exploits and discuss it with those two. And I hope I really enjoy it. So we'll see. If you have read it, will I like it? Like, just because stuff is about Greece, guys, doesn't mean I'm going to like it. So just let me know. And then finally, should I have time, meaning getting ahead of schedule, which is rare, but should I have time, I'll be reading the Sea Watch, book 6 of Shadows of the Apt. Guys, I want to read the Sea Watch so bad, and that's why I have it on the If I Have Time thing, to hopefully motivate me to read and not play as many video games and bust through this crap so I can get to the Sea Watch, guys, because I just restarted Shadows of the Apt in November with Scarab Path, and I am so angry that I did not continue, that I ever stopped, because Scarab Path was so good. It's, you can look for that. I guarantee you Scarab Path's gonna be in the top 10 books of the year. So look out for that video. It was just tremendous, and I like. If you like military fantasy and you haven't read Shadows of the Apt, I don't like. Okay, to quote Dolly Levi, I denounce you for the terrible liar that you are. Anyway, absolutely phenomenal. Hoping to read book 6, and so I can continue with my very counter-algorithmic videos reviewing books way on in the series. Like, let me tell you how many. I'm gonna get tens of views on a video about book 6 of a 10-book series. Let me tell you what. And finally, a book that I have to at least read. I need to read some of so I can adequate. I need to read enough to where I can adequately discuss it. Is an anthology of short stories, science fiction and fantasy short stories called Of Shadows, Stars, and Sabers. And I got an arc of this. This is out in February, which is why I have to read some of it this month. And that is because I picked this up because it has a short story by Adrian Tchaikovsky set in the Tyrant Philosopher's universe, which is just, I mean, if you're not reading City of Last Chances, House of Open Wounds, and Days of Shattered Faith, you should be. And so that is that and Peter McLean are the two authors that I recognize from this. But I got it. I mean, I guarantee you the Tyrant Philosopher's one is going to be worth the price of admission, like, just regardless. But here are some of the other authors that have short stories in this works, in case you know of them. You can be, you can hype yourself up and, pre-order this this book or get it when it comes out. Eugen Bacon, Helen Glenn Jones, Gemma Amor, Greg Von Eekhout, Laurel Hightower, Jonathan L. Howard, Casey Griffith, Pedro Iniguez, D.K. Stone, Stark Holborn, Alice James, Sarah L. Miles, Con Wong, T.L. Huchu, Ren Hutchings, Tchaikovsky, Peter McLean, J.L. Warred, Dennis K. Crosby, Mia Duong, John Wiswell, David Quantick, Renan Bernardo, Cynthia Palayo, Anthony Johnston, Callie Wallace, Paul Cornell, Lisbeth Miles, and I Jung. Yeah, so if you know any of those, check that out. And, wait and see for my, I don't know if I'm going to be able to read all of those short stories, but I at least am going to sample enough of them to where I can give an accurate opinion of, because if I like half of them, I mean, that's decent, right? So yeah, that is all for me for today. I'm not going to have a dozen things on this TBR, and I'm hoping that I really am going to be able to focus on reading and get a lot done, because 2025 is the year of the Return of the Empire. Y'all watch out. Watch out. Decide what side your bread is buttered on before it's too late. So guys, that is it for me for today. As always, information about my Patreon and Discord is down in the description, and I'll see you next time, guys.